Yes, guys, how are we doing? So today's question is, what can I have for breakfast? So it depends now, first of all. I'll give you some examples, but I want to obviously break down so it's not just like this, and this. Again, it's sort of, it depends on your sort of situation, okay? So it depends on sort of like, do you actually want breakfast? Because you don't necessarily need to have breakfast, okay? You can just sort of like do it like a bit of a fast if you need to, okay? First of all, then it's like, sort of, what is your goal? What is your calories? Sort of thing like that. Okay, are you trying to sort of build muscle, gain weight? Are you trying to like bulk? Or are you trying to stay lean or get leaner, whatever? Or are you performance orientated? You got sports and stuff, whatever. And then sort of like, what's your sort of daily calories then as well? What sort of, how much you sort of aiming to eat each day? Like, is it 2,000, 4,000? Whatever. Then you got to look at sort of what do you have available to you right now, okay? Because again, have sort of eggs. I'm going to eat eggs there. Okay, well, that's not going to work, is it? So you've got to look and say, what have you got available? Like sort of, what sort of, how much you want to eat, basically, depending on your goals and your calorie targets, okay? But when it comes to meals, you want to be having some sort of protein in each meal, okay? Because you're going to need that sort of for muscle repair and recovery and keeping sort of, like sort of just general sort of nutrients for everything, basically, and just to fill you up. Like, whether your goal is to get leaner, like lose fat, weight loss, or get bigger, whatever, you always want a protein as a backbone in your meals. And then you got some veg. You always want those in the backbones of your meals. Whatever sort of goal is, whatever sort of meal you have, you want some protein and some veg in there, or some like fruit or veg, perhaps. And then perhaps you can look at carbs and fats. So protein sources are either going to be, perhaps you could do eggs, you could do like a protein shake, like or protein powder, and then sort of like perhaps some Greek yogurt or something like that. Okay. Or again, you could really have anything. You could have sort of like like smoked salmon, steak if you wanted to, whatever. Lots of different varieties. Then again, you could look at your veg, whether it's or fruit. You could have lots of, whether it's, I don't know, some sort of grilled tomatoes or something if you're having like an actual more of a meal. Or you have spinach and blend it up in a smoothie, or with some fruit, whatever. Okay, these are the components, and you can put it together. Then you make like a jigsaw. Once you understand what goes into the meal and how much you're aiming for, then your carbs, again, it can be like toast, it can be like oats, it could be some sort of more like sort of from the yogurt or like from fruit, whatever. And then your fats, it could be like avocado, like eggs, it could be sort of nuts, peanut butter, whatever you sort of like you fancy, okay, whatever you got available to you. So then you're putting those together, again, there's lots of different things you can do, which is like, so perhaps you have, like scrambled eggs on toast, okay, like, so perhaps with an apple, okay, then you could have like a protein shake and peanut butter on toast. You could have sort of like protein powder mixed in with your porridge, okay, like sort of a protein oats. And then put some fruit in there as well, put some berries in there, different things like that, put some blueberries in or strawberries, whatever. Again, you could have sort of like eggs and some smoked salmon or something like that, or and some tomatoes or some spinach. You could make like a smoothie, and you blend up some fruit, like 2 or 3 pieces of fruit, like a banana, some berries, some protein powder, some oats, and then perhaps like put half avocado in or some peanut butter in there, and blend that up with some water and have that and just drink that. Okay, and then these are just perhaps different options you could do. You could have a Greek yogurt and mix in some protein, some oats, and some berries with that, okay? But it all falls around the same sort of principles of like, you want to try and get some protein, so you have about 30-40 grams of protein a meal. Then you want to get some veg in or some fruit, or really get some nutrients in, basically. Whether it is like sort of, an apple or some spinach, whatever. Then you want to get some carbs in, possibly, okay, depending on sort of, how much like your goal and stuff like that, because obviously if you're trying to gain weight or you train a lot of volume at the moment, whatever, then perhaps you want more carbs, or sort of, if not, then you want to say more protein, veg and fat, perhaps, okay? Because again, it depends, like that depends how much you're going to have on sort of like on your daily goals, on your calorie targets, etc. And what you plan to have for the rest of the day. And then your fats, you can look at like perhaps peanut butter, nuts, avocados, perhaps coconut oil, lots of different things like that. And then obviously from smoked salmon and eggs. And that's just a general sort of guideline. So you can sort of piece together then, I don't fancy having this today. What else can I have instead? Okay, so you go back to the principles. I want some protein from salmon, I want some veg, perhaps a little bit of carbs, perhaps, and then some fats. okay, what should I do? I says combine these in a different way, and that's all it is. Okay, instead of just having I have to have this is the perfect way. There's no sort of perfect sort of breakfast. It's a case of just putting stuff together, and then like in terms of knowing how much you have, again, you have to sort of perhaps in terms of carbs and fat, like perhaps weighing them, logging down the amounts. Okay, this is about 500 calories, because you could have eggs, smoked salmon, and avocado, but that can be sort of really dense in calories. And so if you have 3 eggs, you have a whole avocado, smoked salmon, it's all sort of good food, but that's all dense and like heavy in calories, and that can be 800 to 1,000 easily. That's half your intake gone for the day, and it's just not even 9 o'clock yet, okay? So you just have to be aware of that, like, so with carbs and fat. But each meal, get the protein and veg in, and then you can just, like, sort of move stuff around. Perhaps you want to have protein, oats, like I have every day, and you have I have with grapes and some apple. Perhaps you want to do that. Perhaps other days then you want to do raspberries and blueberries. Perhaps another day you'll do some sort of like, I don't know, an orange or whatever in there, okay? Or just raisins, okay? Again, you can move stuff around like a jigsaw and experiment, okay? Right, so hope that helps, gents. Gives you an idea what to have for breakfast and how to sort of piece it together, how to form that jigsaw. Have a great day. Any help you need, just reach out.